What's up YouTube, it's your boy Dashing and this is the finals of the TPL Draft League. I am one of the coaches of Alliance and this week we take on Aucan and Latin Power. We were surprised Latin Power defeated the Discord boys since they were favored to win from a team composition aspect, but they got outplayed, so that's very good for us because at least against Latin Power, we do have an idea on how they're gonna play. Some of them just bring the same sets every week, so we're gonna see if they're gonna do the same this week or switch it up. The thing is, the reason we didn't want to play the Discord boys was because, for one thing, their Uber is Arceus normal, and that thing is so hard to deal with if it sets up, and most often than not it is going to be able to set up because it's so easy to position it in a good position where it can set up. It's so bulky, so hard to deal with, and you really have no idea what set it's going to bring. So this is going to be more in our favor that Latin Power won. So his team consists of Zeraora, Mega Sceptile, Mega Odino, Gastrodon, Formosa, Max Ludicolo, Max Bravery, Avalugg, Infernape, Gengar. So, one of the few players that have two Max Mons, so he has both options. Clearly, against my team, he's gonna go for Bravery because, Bravery can just OHKO a Max Heracross if it outspeeds. So, actually, the last mock I did for this game, I actually lost it, but I just realized that I need to max my Heracross first, get a speed boost, and then we have a chance in taking out the Bravery. So, Aucan, if you didn't know, was unable to play me in the regular season. He was late during our scheduled game, so his teammate Oliver ended up playing for him, which kind of pissed him off, since he would have made the deadline. But you can't really expect players to, for you to play late and then expect other players to tolerate that. So I kind of gave him a deadline that I'm gonna be sleeping, and because we play at different time zones all the time. So I told him I'm about to go to bed and he has 30 minutes to play. Otherwise, I'll be taking the forfeit win because you kept me waiting. So, since the reshuffle happened, I believe our teammates are playing the opposite of them. So, the regular season, I believe Ricky battled Oliver, and then Alex battled Christian. Oh no, it's the other way around. Alex battled Oliver and Ricky battled Christian. So now they're gonna fight the other player. But in our case, we just stayed at the same bracket. So it's gonna be some sort of a rematch here. So he gets the rematch he wanted. And that's really good for me because my matchup is really in my favor. It's gonna be hard for me to throw it. But looking at my last mock, it is possible. So we have that, but yeah, at this point, he actually kept me waiting this week too. We were supposed to play Saturday and we ended up playing almost at the deadline. It was already Monday at my place, but in the time we're following, it was gonna be end of Sunday. So I expect him to bring Zeraora, Mega Odino, Gastrodon, Formosa, Bravery, either Avalugg or Gengar. Now, looking at team preview, very interesting. He didn't bring either and opted for Infernape. So, actually, that's the only reason I brought the Silvally, is to check the Gengar. Because the Gengar can have a big offensive pressure against my team, especially if it's like Destiny Bond. If it could Destiny Bond either the Slowking, which is my only Trick Room setter, so that could really screw up Dragalge. Dragalge is probably our best win con here because once Gastrodon falls, it can OHKO every mon except the Max Bravery. So yeah, Without further ado, let's get on with the finals. So it leads off with Infernape as I go Archeops. I ironically nicknamed it Wild Auhan because it looks like a freak. I go for Earthquake here as he switches out to Mega Odino. So that was actually a good play. He probably knows. I'm not sure if he watched like the last battle we had, but I was actually running Scarf Archeops here, and most of my sets are just the same. Actually, it's all the same except for the Silvally. So I was actually hoping to catch the Zero Aura or the Formosa lead and just OHKO them straight up. So yeah, he makes a good play. I guess it wasn't really an obvious play because leading Infernape, he could have Archeops kind of outspeeds it naturally. So there was, it's hard to say if he scouted the Scarf because he would be outspent either way. So I go for EQ on Odino. We do a decent chunk. I didn't bother calcing this. I just assumed it's gonna be really bulky because that's what they do. I switch to Dragalge here. Beso sa boobs. Now, one of the reasons why I switched this mon is because even at +1, Sludge Wave could do like 80% to Odino if he decides to like CM, and he can't really take us out with just +1. He has to sack something here. Well, not really sack. He'll probably go Gastrodon here to receive the wish. We do 31. Receives the wish. We decide to go to Slowking. That's gonna be our best play as he goes Earth Power. That's a very decent play. He probably didn't calc it, or maybe he did, that I was specs at that point. But yeah, he went for Earth Power there, thinking I might just switch in, or I might just stay in. Because I think against Oliver, that's what I did. I just stayed in and just traded blows with the Astro, and then he ended up falling. But that's fine. He'll probably go Toxic here. That's what Oliver did. I go for the Toxic myself just to make sure it's in range of my other mons. Goes back to Odino as I go Archeops. At this point, we're kinda repeating the same moves, so I go for Rocks here as he goes Heal Bell. Interesting tech. But this is probably not a setup Odino, just like the set he used to beat the Discord boys. He actually went for like a CM Restock, I think, or something like that. But yeah, they couldn't break through the Odino. So I just set up my rocks here, go to Dragalge since it's a free play. Now, he's gonna try to go to Gastrodon as well, again, because that's the only thing that can survive the Sludge Wave, especially after rocks, where any sash is gonna be broken. But wanting to punish that, I go for T-Spikes here. So now you don't really have a way of removing those because the Max Bravery players, they don't really bring defog on it because you want to use the 3 turns for attacking and keep as much HP as possible. So that really punishes him. He went for the Protect. I'm gonna have to switch out here because we're locked into these spikes. We go for Silvally Dark here. Probably not the best play, but I just thought that if he decided to go for the Gastro again, we could just do some damage to it, force it to recover, and then switch out to probably our Slowking. But Infernape's here. I'm not really sure what it wants to do. He sets up rocks as we go for a multi-attack. Ironically, I kind of forgot our Silvally was dark. I kind of thought it was poison type because I run Silvally Poison last season, so I kind of forgot about that. And when I was looking at my moveset, I just noticed that I didn't have Parting Shot. I was sure I had it, but apparently not. But I guess it's because I didn't really see it as a big deal. The Silvally isn't really here to do much. It's just a potential sack, to be honest. So we kind of treat it that way. He goes for Flare Blitz, does a shit ton. I wonder if that's Blaze or just if it's Blaze or what they call that, Iron Fist. But he falls to the recoil there. Formosa comes in and this takes rocks and poison damage. I'm okay with just letting this drop because, you know, U-turn is really free here. I go for a Protect just to see what it wants to do. He goes for a Lunge. Lunge is very interesting. Lunge could cover the Archie up switch in to, you know, reduce its attack. But, you know, even at -1, you're still gonna fall to the air flying move. So I think U-turn would have been the better play there. But he does get the attack boost, showing that it's possibly banded, maybe, right? Because normally you would have higher speed, but I'm not sure if that's how the Beast Boost work. If it counts additional stats from, you know, items like band or specs. But seeing this opportunity, I just assume he's either banded or he's locked into the lunge, because I think he needs to be scarfed to beat the Heracross, because otherwise at +1 he can't really outspeed us. So his best move is to go for like a bounce, but you know, I don't think he's that creative to bring bounce on Formosa. So I just make the play here, go for Max Heracross, Max Air, get the speed boost. Gastrodon is gonna fall to 2 hits. One thing good to note here is what do you call this? Not bringing Gengar also guarantees that I can just max Knuckle for free. Nothing really he can do about that. We get a max Knuckle here, and with our Moxie boost, we're already at +1, +2. And with Life Orb, that's definitely gonna kill the Bravery. I guess he could have survived if he had like the Rock Resist Berry, but he probably would have fallen to, what do you call that, sand chip. Odino comes in here. We go for the Earthquake. Goes for a Wish. He can't really stall me out because we do too much damage. We go for EQ again. We're already at +4, maybe? Yeah, +4. Zeraor comes in. If it's not Scarf, it falls. And, you know, the way he was sacking once, it looks like he already surrendered here. Raging Nick, our Heracross, is gonna take 5 kills. And that's gonna be GG. It's dashing. So, an amazing finals for us. One of the easiest games we have this season. Because, like I said, the matchup is really too good for us. You know, it's really in our favor. And this is gonna be actually my first undefeated season, like from week 1 until the playoffs. So that's a first for me, and I actually was the first player to play in our team. So I took a lot of pressure off my teammates. Both of them just needed to win 1 game. My boy Alex had to play next, and surprisingly, Alex lost to fucking Pyukumuku and Shuckle. Dude, literally, when I saw team preview, I was like, this is gonna be a bonus round for Alex. But, you know, he didn't really play around it too well. And to give credit, you know, Christian really played that Pyukumuku like a masterpiece, you know. It's so limited in what it can do, but he really played it well enough to position himself to, you know, stall out a lot of things Alex was trying to do. And in the end, like his mons were poisoned, and he couldn't really finish off the Max Ludicolo. So, unfortunate there. You know, we were kinda anxious at that point because, you know, here we are again, Game 3 finals, just like last season. Are we gonna go so far just to lose the finals again? But Ricky was really confident in his gameplay and he really destroyed Oliver. Oliver didn't really have a chance there after a few early game. I wouldn't say misplaced, but I guess the choice of mons that he brought and the way he played like his standard set. But you know, you can't really play standard in draft. People will counter that, and especially if your choice of moves and mons are very predictable. It's not really that the set doesn't really cover a lot of options. Then definitely it's not going to be effective all the time. So yeah, to make a long story short, Alex lost but Ricky won. So Alliance is your Season 2 champions. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm not sure when we're gonna have Season 3, but you know, we haven't won a title in a while, so it's really good to have. We should have won last season too, but you know, some misplays here, some hacks there. We could have really won that, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we're very happy with the result here, and hopefully next season we get more players. Looking to get like 10 teams instead of just 8 this season, and see where we go from there. So yeah, if you guys like the content, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!